Hello and welcome everyone again into another video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the best teams, the best Pokemons in the Open Great League. Now, what's good in Great League? So many things, like these are good in Great League, these are good in Great League, in fact, more than just those. Are like so many things here I could think of, and so many things I don't even have. If you take a look at PvPoke, it says that Lickilicky is the best Pokemon. I used Lickilicky and honestly I didn't like it, but to be honest, Lickilicky is so good in tournaments. People have been having great results with it. Followed by Altaria and Shadow Altaria. That's two Altarias in the top 3. Then there is Empoleon, Jellicent. There is one Pokemon I could think of and beat all of these Pokemons, and it's not even in the top 10. Well, it's actually top 10. It's Tinkaton. There is Quagsire. Quagsire is like a very slow Pokemon. I just wish they give us Shadow Quagsire at one point. But knowing how cheap Niantic is, I know that it's going to take them 3 years at least. There is a Quagsire, which is one of my favorite Pokemons right now. And there is Ninetales, which from what I understood, I haven't played Great League this season. People have been saying that Ninetales is not as good as a meta Pokemon, but it's so obnoxious to play against because usually you don't account for it. And with some energy lead, it's just so spammy. That's like the main thing about Ninetales. Seeking Azumarill. Azumarill is just Azumarill, okay? Will you, Yasser, will you be using Azumarill? If you are a true fan of the channel, you would never ask if I do that. And yes, I will always use Azumarill, okay? So what is the meta? I looked into what are the good teams and what can I use. And honestly, I'm just going to play out this team. I know it's very meta, but if you watch my channel, you would know that I just love meta Pokemons. I love meta teams. Tinkaton, Double Ghost. This is a very popular strategy. Was created first, I think, by Mr. Tactical, which we miss in this game, and we wish that he come back, play GGBL, and then he will start molding again, and then he quit again. Just like all of us. Well, I don't quit. I just play less and less nowadays. But when I'm playing, I try to win as much as possible. That's why I pick up a meta team like this. As with Double Ghost, kind of, if you gotta get it, it's kind of a pseudo ghost because most of the damage comes from the Shadow Claw with Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon is not ghost, it's water, huh? Okay? Don't try to be like, oh, yes, it said if you get it is ghost. No, I said it acts as a ghost. What if you don't have Tinkaton? You can use this Tinkaton team. Tinkaton, Feraligatr, and Diggersby. What's the difference between this and this? Diggersby acts as the Pokemon that will bait out the grass Pokemon. And because you have Fire Punch, you can bait them out. And something to mention, Diggersby lives a Frenzy Plant from most of the grass Pokemons, and you should be able to get to 2 Fire Punches. So it's not that bad of a matchup. But will you be using that team? No, honestly, this is going to be my team: Shadow Dragonite, Diggersby, Tinkaton. Is all the teams here have Tinkaton? No. But because Tinkaton is very strong, the very strong teams will have Tinkaton. It's just as simple as that. Speaking of strong and meta stuff, do you guys know that from my humble experience, I found out that people who say I hate meta stuff, they don't hate meta, they just suck at playing the mirror match. That's from my humble experience of playing the Go Battle League ever since it came out. Now, whether you are want to play spicy and I just called you out, hey, it's a friendly Panther, okay? Don't take it personally. And if you don't have a Shadow Dragonite like me, you can just go with Altaria. But with Altaria, I found out that you go with Feraligatr over Diggersby. With the Dragonite, you go with Diggersby because technically you lack the bulk, so you go with a bulky option. With Altaria, you don't lack the bulk, so you go with something that is hard hitting. So these two teams are going to be the teams I will actually play. Are you sure? Yes or no? I will actually play this one, which is basically Quagsire and Double Water. What if they play grass Pokemon? Well, technically the only grass Pokemon in the meta I've seen is Gourgeist. No, I'm just like, yeah, why do you say Gourgeist? It's Gourgeist. No, it's Gourgeist. Okay, because it's 4 different sizes, which make them a group of guys, so it's Gourgeist. Dude, I hate getting out of topic because now I don't know what I was, I can't go back to what I was saying. Yeah, this team is technically not weak to grass because the only viable grass Pokemon is Gourgeist, okay? And Gourgeist has a Fire Fast move, so technically you resist that with all of these 3 Pokemons. But it's manageable. I mean, it's bad if it's in the lead, but if they swap it, you can just counter the swap with Feraligatr. Now, what if you don't have Empoleon? Well, you can go with Shadow Shieldgun, to be honest. Shadow Shieldgun is a great Pokemon now in the meta. It has a Twister, a Dragon Breath, and Flamethrower. Kind of a great combination, to be honest. And the dragons love Empoleon and love another thing that can handle the fairies. Can Jellicent handle the fairies? Well, what if the fairy is Wiggles? Well, technically you can. You have to pick up your weaknesses, okay? You have to pick up your weaknesses and then play around them. Now, what if you don't have Empoleon for real this time? Well, one of the Pokemons that I find like extremely underrated is actually Florges. Florges is legit a great Pokemon. It used to be more meta when people were using Corviknight with a Grass type, because it was technically one of very few Pokemons that can handle that can core break the Steel plus Ground, because you can just spam the Water move against the Steel and the Grass move against the Water, and it's actually that good. Especially if you combine it with like things that can beat the poison type, such as Fortress and Feraligatr. Okay, now there was a very popular team back in season 1, which was Altaria, Registeel, and Azazu. I think it's a very viable again, as long as you replace Registeel with Fortress. Fortress is kind of like a very, very strong Pokemon in the current meta. Speaking of strong Pokemons in the current meta, I think Lickilicky is one of the strongest. It's insanely strong, and it makes a great, kind of unbreakable core with Corviknight. Why Corviknight? Well, Corviknight is like very RNG dependent. Without RNG, it can still be good, but with some slight push from RNG, where like you can get a boost with the flying move, he becomes a scary Pokemon, and Lickilicky is already a scary Pokemon. Now, something to mention, if you want to use a Steel Bird, you have to use a Ground-type Pokemon. Like, back in the days, the Skarmory Double Ground was a very popular team. Now you can still use Corviknight over Skarmory Double Ground, but I am not like an ABB Andy. I would rather just use an ABC team, especially when I'm using something that can easily get countered. Right, so that's why I'm saying you can just put out a Lickilicky instead. But what if I don't have Corviknight? Well, you can use the Shield version. Well, technically it's only one version of H-Slash. Now, I've never used H-Slash, okay? So I'm not going to give you the best advice about using this Pokemon, but I'm sure if you have it and you used it, you're going to get pretty experienced with it. Technically, this team relies on having 2 Lickies. Guzzlord act literally as a Lickilicky. So you use Lickilicky to bait out the fighter, finish it with this guy, and then either sweep here or sweep here. Just don't save swap Guzzlord. You only counter the swap with Guzzlord if they swap something with Shadow Claw, and you just, you know, swap that fast. Otherwise, this is your safe swap. I said that I'm gonna be using Sligo because it's so fun and it's so cool of a Pokemon. It's very small, right? So if I've ever used it, I think I said that this is the team I will be using. I'm still on it, and this is the team I would actually still be using. Hopefully I can make a video about it, but I can't promise. Like right now, I'm just like, there is so many things going on in my life. And yeah, the last team that is worth mentioning, I would say, is the Grumpig Double Dark. You don't need Double Dark. One Dark is fine. The other Dark, you need something that can destroy the Shadow Claw. Use it. Something like Lickilicky. You could put Lickilicky here, and you would be great. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. I tried to keep it straightforward and with as less talking point as possible, and just keep it straight to the point. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.